Hi, I'm Jerry Green. This is a casting video, my first really, for my friend Maxwell Lloyd at Brae Entertainment in New York. They just called me yesterday. They researched to find me for their Arbitrators and Judges and Lawyers TV show. They want this video to show you if I have any personality, I have any talent, experience. I don't know. They want me to stand up, so I think I'll show you that I can stand up. I prefer a little more intimate connection, but I'm standing in my judicial robes so that I look somewhat judge-like. Also for people in New York who might still be wearing these, I'm a little rabbinic, so it sort of looks a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to come closer again and answer some of their perplexing questions. How old am I? Well, I spent my 70th birthday in January skiing on Mount Shasta. I'm president, attorney, mediator of Greener Mediations, Sustainable Conflict Management, which actually contains many subspecialties of being a lawyer mediator. What's the most interesting case I've worked on? Well, probably the case of Dana Ullman, who is said to be a spokesperson, most famous spokesperson for homeopathy. I represented him in the late 70s in Oakland in a criminal defense of the charge of practicing medicine without a license. Turned out to be a rather historic case, probably made him somewhat famous in the field. It was a bit of a pioneering venture for me in that it enabled me to explore principles of role clarification and contract in healthcare that could clarify a non-medical role for holistic practitioners. We settled his case on the understanding that he could establish a non-medical role contractually with his clients. It began a period of my consulting and defending other holistic practitioners for practicing medicine without a license charges for a number of years, and then I became a practice management consultant as I realized how holistic practitioners could clarify non-medical roles contractually with their clients. So I pioneered some of the scope of practice considerations that apply to holistic health practice. And Dana went on to become a famous spokesperson for homeopathy. You ask, what are some challenges that have come with my territory? I have to say, my territory's changed a lot. So probably what I've learned is to let go of what I know and my experience and be available. Trust that my training and experience will contribute something to the needs of my client or the situation I'm in. Work inside myself to understand, empathize, be comfortable with not knowing what they suspect that maybe I should know, to find what the situation calls for, what the needs of my clients are, or the situation of maybe performing on television. I took a few notes, so excuse me here. Tell us something about the person behind the camera that you wouldn't know, that the person behind the camera wouldn't know about me. I've lived my 7 decades with a mild congenital cerebral palsy affecting my left side. Nevertheless, I'm a self-taught skier, and I backed my way into music actually by finding out that I could use a piano as biofeedback tool. So it was a tool by which I still work with my own sense of my own internal tensions, and I've discovered a musicality that's very relaxing for other people to listen to. And Sunday this weekend I'm at the piano for the intermission and reception to a one-woman play on a famous suffragette in Occidental, California, at the Occidental Center for the Arts. What's the craziest thing that ever happened to me at home and at work? Probably being asked to give you this video and consider doing the show. A hummingbird landed on my finger once. That was pretty crazy. Came into my office up on Mount Tamalpais in Mill Valley, and couldn't get it to get out from behind the door where it was quite panicked. And I looked up the bird at one point and I said, "I'm only trying to help you," and I held up my hand and the bird lands on my finger. Walked outside, flew away. Actually, I've had a number of experiences with birds. Goldfinch landed on my toe while I was in a bathtub in an apple orchard. That's pretty wild and crazy. What states have I passed the bar in? California. I practiced law from 1970 to 2000. Then got interested in mediation and conflict management. Left the bar, so I'm really not practicing law anymore. What else do you want to know? I don't know. What else do you want to know? I like to cook. I like to eat. I love my partner. I live in West County in California, so I get a lot of massages. I do watch television. Garden. Like being in the sun. I was on the golf team when I was in high school, which was quite remarkable because I spent a lot of time in corrective PE. I wasn't considered really qualified for physical education. That enough? I can give you more. There's always more. I think that might be enough.